to Wild Moos. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Amy.
And we are bringing you a real, raw and raucous podcast.
An unfiltered truth behind running a business and running a family.
Dive in. Off we go.
First, YouTube. Hi,
Hi. This is episode 10.
Can you believe we made it to episode 10?
No, I can't. But I think that it's exciting.
It's well exciting because also I feel like now that we've got to episode 10, it's a little bit of a milestone.
Yeah.
We've had nearly 300 downloads.
It's mad, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Mm.
And also, we were saying earlier that it is just for fun. We get so much joy from it.
Yes.
But our work is so manic. It's busier than it's ever been. We're both stressed beyond belief. We're both so overwhelmed. But we're like, hi, can we carry on with our podcast? But it takes so much time, but we love it.
Literally begging our husbands that are just pleading with us. You're on the edge.
Yeah.
What can we do
Martin
to make
said to me earlier, doing too much, James. Doing too much. And I was like, nah, it's fine.
But we can't give this up.
I don't want to.
No. And I had exactly the same conversation with Matt this morning, which was, I love this and I'm not giving it up.
Mm.
And he was like, yeah, I know. They're both on board, which is fabulous, isn't it? But it is episode 10 and we are doing something a little bit different.
Well, we're giving out a lot of value as well, aren't we? That people pay a lot of money for the stuff we're telling them, I think.
Do you think so?
Yeah. And I was speaking to my friend KG earlier.
Yeah.
And she's a coach, mentor in the beauty space, does brilliantly from it. And she's very, very good.
Put her in the show notes.
We'll put her in the show notes, yes. But we're going to get KG on because she is the person that it also gives loads of content. She does her own podcast, but she does, what's the word? She gives so much value to people and she really cares about other people's success.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, she's still going through exactly the same as we're going through. The overwhelm and those big feelings. And she's juggling being a single mum, 2 small children, you know? And she's incredible. So we're going to get one.
I love the fact that some of the feedback that we've had is, you've made me feel less lonely.
I know.
We know who you are.
Yes.
And I said that to my sister this morning and she was like, I can totally feel it. I can totally feel it. I just feel like to be impacting others, which is our why, isn't it? This is exactly what we wanted to do, make other people feel less lonely, that are going through their own journeys. I know you love that word. Whatever that may be, to just say, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's a bit shit. But also,
but over the other side, it's getting really good.
Yeah, come and celebrate with us. Come and celebrate the success with us. And I must apologise. Like the episode last week, I was fucking
Debbie
whinging.
Downer over it.
Oh dear.
Jeez Louise. It was a tough one. We were both feeling it, weren't we? We were both really struggling, but you were...
It was bad.
I wouldn't say you were bad. I think
No,
you were
I
just in a
listened
bit of
back
a
to
negative space, weren't you?
Really whiny. And I think it was the next day I said to
Negative
you...
Nicole?
No, Negative Nicole. She does exist. She's
Neggy.
there. You know.
Neggy Nick. Have you been...
and a nickname was born. Brilliant. Fucking
Have you
love
never
it.
been called that before?
No, I've been called Rain Cloud, though.
Oh, have you
Do
seen...
you know why?
What?
Because I've got a face like fucking thunder.
Oh, have you seen... Oh my God, what's that cartoon?
Oh, this is a great story. You know when you forget the start? Is it that one?
I always forget the name of it. You know when you've got the cartoons and it's all the different feelings and they're in a ball and they get... What's it called? And the balls
Inside
go...
Out.
Yeah,
Inside
Out. You know, the lady that's like really sad.
Yeah. That saves it at the end. Yeah. Spoiler alert.
What's her name again?
I can't fucking remember. The sad one.
Yeah.
Well, they're happy. She's sad. I think she's just called sad.
Oh. Is that how you felt last week?
Yes, but note to self, it was a full moon last week.
Yes, I done my full moon ceremony.
And I will be coming next month.
Love
this
it.
month. No.
Yeah.
Which, fucking hell, everyone's going to think this is a bit woo-woo. Being
It's
a
true.
water sign spins me out.
Yeah. Do you struggle to sleep around the full moon as well?
I can't fucking remember. Probably.
Yeah.
I just know last week was bad and I want to apologise. But
I don't think you need to. And I think it's everybody goes through it, don't they? Everybody feels that. And I think you're just allowing people to feel what they feel.
It's so
which is really
real,
beautiful,
isn't
like
it?
really.
Yeah, special.
Because also you've got to remember, like, we hate those people that are constantly showing up on social pretending everything's wonderful and right, and actually that's not how life is.
No.
So let's keep it real.
I did
Nick.
see this. Oh dear. Right, anyway, episode 10.
You can call me RC Ames if you want, like, if it makes you feel any better.
No, I would never do that to you.
Prick.
Franchise Shizzle.
Yes. I think franchising is one of those things people just don't know enough about. It's still quite the unknown in the UK. If you go to America or Canada, you don't even set up on your own. You set up either a business that you're going to franchise or you buy a franchise.
You're delving into the content pretty early on.
Yeah, so
It's okay. What we said on this one, because I know fuck all about franchise. Interesting, Mr. Bond. I am going to interview you.
I feel a little bit nervous.
Do you?
A little bit. I
Oh,
don't
God,
mind
you're
an
in a
interview.
safe psychological space. I'm not going to
And we
throw
can
any
also
curve-
edit it out if we don't
Yeah,
like
we can
it.
delete it if we don't
Yeah.
like it. But we posted something on stories yesterday, didn't we? A little video that I fucked up because I was rushing on submit your questions to Amy because we're talking franchise tomorrow, as in today.
Tumbleweed.
Oh, we got no questions whatsoever. But I think that is because no one knows anything about
No one knows
franchise.
what to ask.
No. So we're gonna.
I don't get it because also you think McDonald's, don't you?
I don't know. Let's find out. It'd be great to. I really want to pick your brains actually because you are the all-seeing eye in the land of the blind right now.
Yeah, and I absolutely love franchising. I love what it brings to the world, to the economy, to people. I love it, love it, love it, love it.
Brilliant. So this ep's going to be a bit different. I'm going to slip into my Parkinson role and ask you about
your life. Am I going to do the Book of Life? Is that Parkinson?
No.
Oh,
What
way
was
before
his
my
name?
time.
It's your life. Way
your
before.
life.
Don't age shame me.
I'm older than you.
Way before my time. I couldn't possibly know.
No, but you do
Parkinson.
like oldie stuff, don't you?
Oh, fuck off. What is this? Fucking take the piss out of Nick Day? No, thank you. Fucking do the franchise episode on your own. What a prick. You're right. You had a good time. You had a good old laugh. Excellent.
Oh, dear. Compose yourself, Lewis.
Yeah, you're on Parkinson now. Let me get my book. Is this your
Terry
This is your
Wogan,
book.
wasn't it?
It's not fucking Terry Wogan. No, it's a really old guy. I can see him, and he's definitely passed away now. And I can't remember his name, but someone will tell us. This is your life. Who am I going to wheel out? Can you imagine? Here's your friends that you went. Here's your old teacher.
I can't.
Are you ready? You are a serious franchise owner. Pull it together. Fucking hell. She's lost it.
Stop. That's the way you say you are going to bring out. Bring out Julie, my old boss. She'll have something to say, I'm sure.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. That really tickled me. And do you know what? I really needed a good laugh.
I
Thanks.
know.
Thanks so much.
I've
Made me
been
feel so much
trying
better.
for a good hour since I've been there and it's not happened. But we got there in the end.
Oh, you're so funny. You crack me up so much.
I'm just a fucking twat. Let me tell you, just as a little side note while she pulls herself together, I got here, Amy was out here setting everything up, and Martin made me a cup of tea. And he made it in a little plain white mug, and I thought, that's unusual
not
for
my
the
usual
Lewises
mug.
because they like a loud mug. What the fuck is this all about? Oh, well, isn't it nice that he's made me a cup of tea?
He does make a really good cup
He
of tea.
didn't, yeah, I didn't get to drink it, but never mind. We came in here and we're chatting away, and I take a sip of tea, and Amy went, "Who made that for you?" I said, "Martin." No, you said, "Did Martin make that for you?" I was like, "Yeah." She went, "It says I'm a twat on the bottom of that mug."
I can't remember
And I am.
who bought it for him, but he's every time it tickles him. Every time we have someone come over that's not been twatted, like on the mug,
Yeah.
he does it and he just waits, and he literally is
He's really
hysterics. He
chuckling.
thinks it's the funniest thing in the world. You did find it funny.
I
afterwards,
did,
didn't
yeah.
you?
And then I baited him for it when he came in. Right.
You're not a twat. You're funny. You're not
I am
twat.
a fan. No, I'm a dickhead.
Maybe you're a funny twat.
I'm a dickhead. Like, I've got no shame in being a fucking knob. And all I can see in my head is those drama, not performing arts, but drama. They express it.
A twat.
Right. Franchise.
Yes.
Shizzle.
Yeah, let's be serious. That's the thing, though, isn't it? Everyone thinks franchise is like very serious and corporate, and
I don't know what I think. I think you are the only insight that I've got into franchise.
Is it?
Yeah. Is it? Isn't it?
Yeah. That's exciting.
So, let's kick it off with... What the fuck is it?
Franchising is a business in a box. That's the best way to put it. So you're buying a model that already works to run your own business under a brand's identity with their systems and processes that make it work.
So, what do you do? So do you pay a fee? How
Yeah.
does that... What's the structure of how that starts?
So there's quite a lot of franchises on the market. So you would choose, there's like coffee shops. So every coffee shop is a franchise.
So Costa, yeah,
Esquires is another one.
AM Coffee. I feel like that.
Don't know.
That's
maybe
all the
a
train
lot of them are.
stations. Yeah.
Probably. Subway, all of the fast food, KFC, Burger King, McDonald's, they're all franchises. There's a couple of like chiropody as well. There's a lot of baby groups or parent and baby groups. There's a lot of franchises in the kids space. There's a lot of tutors, like private tuition.
Yep.
There's a lot in the care world, care company. So basically means like you choose an industry and then you would pay the franchisor. So franchisor is the owner of the brand. Franchisee is the person buying.
Thank you. Yeah.
So you would pay the franchisor a fee. So that would be your franchise fee initially. So mine is $24,995. It ranges. You can buy like a man in a van type franchise, which would be $7,000. You could buy the massage company, which is like 200. You could buy, there's coaching businesses. You could buy, they range. Just depends on what you're getting for your money. Action Coach is a franchise. And that's actually quite an expensive one to buy in because the profit margins are so much higher. So
because it's service, because it's B2B and it's there's minimal cost that you can put in that. It's just about the brand. Yeah,
exactly. So it all depends on what you're buying into and what you're getting for your money.
Right.
So for us, we have within that 24,995, you have your license, which is basically to use the Moos branding.
Yeah.
So I own all the trademarks. It's all my branding. It's all my idea, everything. Now, you also get, because we are a bricks and mortar business, you would get my support to help you find a premises, as an example. We would help you negotiate. We would do all your recruitment with you, training for the new team and yourself, business training, management training.
All included in that price?
Yeah. Yeah, so the franchise fee is actually not profitable for a
say.
franchisor because there's a lot of work that goes into it. Some there is, but also the most important thing is the operations manual. This is like the holy Bible of how the business works.
Yeah.
So it's like a guide to how to run that business. So in our, I mean, I don't know how many hundreds of pages it is, but it took me a year to put together, and it's got an SOP for absolutely everything: how to deal with a complaint, how to
What's
book
an SOP?
SOP, standard operating procedure.
Thank you.
So it's how to book an appointment, how to deal with service, how to deal with staffing, what to do, everything.
Yeah.
Also talks about decor guidelines, shops, like what size you need to look for. Wallpaper. The bane of my life. Where to buy your furniture. So if you bought a Starbucks, which is actually a really hard franchise to buy because we're going into something else which is called master territory, but there's a massive company that owns a huge master territory. So then they own, say, certain 5 or 6 counties in the UK.
Yeah.
They can set up as many franchises as they want, and they run it as the franchise element for those counties. So,
but you still must, because of the license and because of the top of the chain, you still must have to adhere to that.
Yes, exactly. But that
way.
master franchise is Starbucks for that area.
Yep.
So then the franchisees buy from that company rather than Starbucks.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a whole different ball game. But with Starbucks, you would basically get like a brochure, and it would say you need to pick 20 chairs for this size. You choose from this brochure. That's how much it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
And a lot of franchises work like that. Mine's a little bit different because I want everyone to put their own stamp on it. So ours is all second-hand, upcycled, recycled, or a bit mismatch. So I like them to put their own stamp on it. So my franchise fee doesn't include the setup of the salon.
So they would, if you were a franchisee, sorry, you'd pay the fee, get access to you, set it up, recruit, train.
But they would be responsible for the fit-out costs of that premises and the deposit and all of that. So you get some franchises, like massage company. I think theirs is a total cost of like four to 500 grand, maybe.
What the fuck? Why is it so much?
Because that includes all fit-out as well. So they're looking for 20 treatment rooms in a location. So they will find the location in the area you're looking for and then fit it out included in that as well.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, ours is about 60 to 70 all in.
Yeah, okay. But presumably throughout that process,
But
you're
that doesn't
there on
come to
hand.
me.
Yeah, but you're on hand throughout.
Yeah, me and my team do the recruitment, do the training, do everything.
Yeah.
It basically takes all the pain out of the stuff that took me 10 years to learn.
So, going back to posting the story last night or yesterday and not getting much traction, I think franchise has got a bit of a brand reputation, lacks any reputation in the UK, right? But if you go to somewhere like America,
Everybody will have a franchise.
and now the shoe being on the other foot, for me, after setting up Wildbird and going through that pain, like you've just described, still going through that pain, it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
But I didn't learn about it until I was an established business owner.
And that's the thing. And I feel like if people want their own business, there's a lot to learn. And there's a lot of excitement of setting up your own business, but you can still have that. The difference with a franchise is it's a proven model, because they wouldn't be able to franchise if it's not proven.
Yeah.
So I would
so
write
much.
the business plan based on my actual figures.
Yeah.
I have a connection with the bank so that you get a higher lending capacity because it's a franchise. We have a prime example is I've got someone that's interested in one and she hasn't secured a location. So you'd normally pay a deposit to secure a location. She hasn't chosen yet. She's got like 3 or 4 that she's thinking about. And I sent her this shop. It's in Hampshire. I sent it to her like a couple of weeks ago. It is beautiful. It's perfect for mirrors. And she contacted them and the landlord or the agent has got back to them and said, we've got 2 offers on the table. Landlord's just deciding. He's waiting for figures and forecasts and all of this. So I'm really sorry. She messaged me and I said, put your hat in the ring. She was like, what do you mean? I said, contact them. Tell them you're a franchise. You're buying into a franchise. It's an established business with 6 salons. Successful. It's been going 10 years. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Finance is sorted. I can turn around a business plan in 48 hours with your actual figures based on our actuals.
Yeah.
And she was like, what do you mean? I said, because from a landlord's perspective,
You are better.
we're a safe bet.
Yeah.
Really safe bet. That's why the banks lend more. Because it's a proven model. They've got access to our bank accounts. They've got access to our operations manual. They know how it works.
What happened?
Well, we're waiting to see if we can get a view in tomorrow.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, so I might be driving down to Hampshire first thing tomorrow.
Wowzers.
Yeah, so it might move really quick. But she was originally like, oh, I don't know. It's gone. Don't worry about it. And I was like, nah.
We do not give up.
We
like
don't
that.
give up because that's a perfect premises for mirrors. But also from the landlord's perspective, if he's waiting for an accountant to send through forecast figures, I can do you a business plan on actuals. So much more attractive to a landlord. So it's all like really safe. Franchising, I have some statistics for you.
Hit me up.
Yeah. 90% of franchises are making a profit.
What?
90% of franchises are actually making a profit.
That's fucking huge.
Yeah, less than 1% of franchises fail per year.
That's way less.
Yeah, this is Franchise UK stats. This is like legit. Approximately 60% of non-franchise SME startups fail within 5 years.
Give me the figure again.
60%
Oh my fucking god.
of businesses that start alone, not franchise, that start on their own will fail within the first 5 years. So remember I said to you before, it's a massive figure of people that fail.
Yeah.
So can you imagine 60% of startups, everyone going, I want my own business, this is epic, this is what I'm reading the book for.
Yeah.
60% of those people that are really excited about their business will fail in 5 years. Yet 90% of franchises are making a profit and only 1% fail per year. That's massive, isn't it?
So what do you think the barrier to franchise being more successful in the UK is, or being more like embedded into the way that we structure our businesses?
Because people look at it and go, well, why would I pay you rather than set up on my own? I think the Brits can be a little bit stubborn. When Americans are like, I just want to be really fucking successful, so just let me pay the money because I can see how much profit you make. I want to get there and I want to get there quicker.
Yeah.
When the Brits are like, well, I could do it myself. Why would I pay you? The amount of questions I get is like, I get it all the time. Is what do I get for that 24,995? And I'm like, well, I could list it all for you. Plus, it's taken me 10 years to create this entire brand. So if you want to do that, it's cost me probably $100,000 to get to the point I'm at.
More.
Yeah, and time.
Yeah.
But it's cost me an absolute shitload.
Yeah.
but you're going to pay $24,995, get put on our booking system immediately. We set you up. You go on our website. You don't need any of that aggro. We've got an app that people book appointments through. You just go straight onto. All of this, you can get to our 5-year mark within 2 years by buying a franchise. So, yes, you could set up as your own Nicole's Nails. That's quite a good name, actually.
Can't fucking do them.
Yeah, you could set up doing your own, but it's that catapult to get you there. But also, you know, we talk about this E-Myth book because it is absolutely sensational. And when I spoke to KG earlier, it was her first business book that she ever read, which is why she franchised her business.
I'm kind of a bit fearful to read it, stepping out of my Parkinson role just for a second.
Yeah.
Because everything that you've just said just now makes me want to, like, it's such a great deal.
It is, because you get to where you want to quicker. But you've got a lot of technical people. So me, being a beauty therapist, and lots of people going in to create a beauty salon are great at what they do. Doesn't make them great entrepreneurs or great business leaders.
Yeah.
They just become very busy working in their business. So they've taken something they love, create a business out of it, but then end up being a slave to their business.
This is me right now.
So what this book is teaching, I didn't realise it was about franchising actually. However, I'm halfway through now, what it's alluding to is if you aren't buying a franchise, which you should if you just want to have a business, if you're not doing that, you should be having your business and working to get it to a point that it's franchisable. Yeah. Therefore, it's a legit business, which I love because it's so true, because then you're not playing small. And that's what they do in the States. They either buy a franchise and run it, or if they have that more entrepreneur about them, they create a business and a brand and franchise it like I've done.
Tell me about your journey to being franchisor.
So it was actually my bank that suggested it.
Really?
My business manager. Yeah. I wanted 10 of my own. I've spoke about that before. Nearly lost it all after 2. And she said, this is too franchisable. You need to franchise this. And I was like, what is that? Did I tell you about going to the franchise show and all of that?
No, I don't think so.
Did I not? So I spoke to Martin about it. Piper was a baby, like 4 or 5 months old, if that. Willow was 2. And I just thought, I don't know anything about this. So Martin was like, there's a franchise show in Birmingham. Let's go. Let's just do it. So I went.
Who ran it?
Huh?
Who ran it?
It's but the British Franchise Association and like other people.
Are they any good?
It's a very male dominated, and not necessarily male, masculine energy. It's very masculine energy. And at that time, I mean, this was how long ago now? 6 years ago now. It was, the BFA's changed a lot. They've got a female running it now. So they're trying to shift it because it was very, the vision I have for a bank manager.
Yes.
And an investor is basically that.
The same, yeah.
So I rocked up and I saw that there's a seminar that says how to franchise your business. And I was like, well, that's what I need.
Yeah.
I need to go there. And
how many salons did you have at this point?
2.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to learn how to franchise my business. That's what I'm going to do. I rocked up. Obviously, I'm in black today, but I'm normally in a lot of colour.
Yes.
And I rocked up, sat at this seminar, and it's just a sea of grey suits.
Whoa.
And I was like,
hello, hi, I've arrived.
And I was like,
were you
wow.
wearing your pink coat, your bright pink coat?
Probably red or pink or something. But also, I sat in this seminar, and out of every 20 men, there was probably 1 woman, if that.
Yeah.
And they were all in suits as well. And I was like, this is not my jam. This is not my people. But I'm going to learn as much as I can.
Did that give you more hunger at that point?
No, I was like, this. I don't know if I belong here.
Yeah.
Because I don't like corporate world anyway. It icks me out a little. It just doesn't suit me. Anyway, I thought, well, I'm here. And Martin, bless him, he had a 2-year-old, and for some reason they had some Father Christmas. So him and Willow were like skipping and chasing this Santa or playing something. But I was breastfeeding Piper, and he came over and he's like, I'm really sorry, but she needs feeding. So I sat in this seminar.
Got your tits out?
I had to breastfeed.
Yeah.
I'll never forget this consultant looking at me whilst doing the seminar, like didn't know where to look.
Yeah.
And just surrounded by men in suits, and there's me, probably pink or red coat, breastfeeding my kid. I was like,
I love
oh my
Amy
God.
Lewis. I fucking love you. The balls on that. Jesus
I know.
Christ. You got no other choice then.
I've got no other choice.
Yeah.
So Anyway, that all happened, and I met up with the consultant, who was a legend. And I wanted, if I was going to do this, I do things properly. I don't do things half-assed, and I'm all in. So I spoke to the consultant. I think it cost me 10 grand consultancy. And if anybody wants to franchise their brand, you have to do it with a consultant. You cannot do this on your own.
Right.
And it will cost about 10 grand. So, and then I think I spent 5 grand on my franchise agreement, because that is the legal agreement.
Yeah, it's got to be
watertight.
watertight.
Oh my God, it's so important. And it was all done with this one company who were brilliant. And they've done like Subway and all these other things. So they knew what they were talking about.
Can I ask you an intimate question? Did you finance that at the time?
I got a business loan from Moos to do it.
Right.
Yeah, so we ended up, I think we knew that we wanted to grow. So we got a bank loan, I think it was about 40 grand to finance it. Because although I needed to set up this franchise element, I also knew I needed stock and merch to sell to the franchises. Yeah. So I needed to increase my stock holding. Yeah. Create all of that. So yeah, that's basically how it went.
Tell me about it.
Took me about a year, but I was on maternity leave when I set it up.
The first one?
It was a client of ours.
Right.
Yeah, so she was a client of one of my Farnham manager, Joe. She was a client of Joe's, and she'd been a client of Joe's for years. Every time Joe went to a different salon, she just followed her. And she was a nurse, and she was working in Frimley, and she worked in like respiratory. Yeah. The respiratory ward. So her Moo name is Matron Moo.
Oh, love her. And she's still going?
Yeah, yes. So her 5 years is up in September, October.
5 years.
Yeah. But she went through COVID. It was a really tough time for her. She's had it harder than anybody else, because she opened her franchise salon in October 2019 and then closed March. COVID.
Fucking hell.
Yes, it's been really tough for her.
That's not enough to get up on.
No. And she also had bank loans for it, and then had to get bounce back loans.
Oh God, so to cover the bless.
So she's really struggled. She's still surviving, you know, and I support her as much as I possibly can. But she was my pilot, so she got it half price because I needed to test that it worked. Yeah. So although I tested the model to see if it worked from like one town to another being remotely managed by me, I needed to test that the franchise worked, and she was willing to take a risk, but for that risk she got it half price.
And when was number 2?
Number 2 was Gigi. She was one of my staff members. She actually launched mid-lockdown. You know that time when we had to lock down after Boxing Day for like 6 weeks?
Local lockdowns, yeah.
We'd opened, and she'd found this premises in Godalming. And I remember saying to her, we need to have like a bit of a powwow about this. Do you want to hold off until this is passed? Or do you just want to push that fuck it button and go for it? And then if it closes, it closes, but just make sure that you put in your business rates in. Yeah. And then if there's any grants, you get it. And she was like, nah, fuck it, let's go for it. So she opened the 5th of December and then had to close the day after Boxing Day, but we only closed for 6 weeks. But we managed to get her business rates application in time, so she got the grants when she closed. So she was fine. Yeah. And then I had Vanessa next. She is in Petersfield. She's a client of ours. She was really annoyed with me that she didn't know. She doesn't really read emails and stuff. Yeah. And she was really annoyed that she wasn't the first. Oh. Yeah, really. She still tells me that to this day. And then, so she opened after lockdown. And then Kriya opened Newbury last year. And she found me on Google.
She found you on Google? So she's completely...
No connection at all. She's a nurse as well. And she knew that she wanted a franchise. She's got a care company. Her husband, they made a decent amount of money in lockdown, like providing care privately. And then she's just an incredible businesswoman. And her husband invested in a Hit Zone franchise, a gym, like the HIIT workout one. Yeah. He invested in that. And then she knew she wanted her own. But they would keep it together as like the 3 businesses together. So yeah, she contacted me, and we just hit it off straight away. I wouldn't work with someone that I'm not going to get on with, because we're going to be working together for 5 years minimum. Yeah. So you pay that franchise fee, the 24,995, but you get 5 years for the license. And then you can renew after 5 years.
What other fees are involved back to the franchisor? Nothing else, or is there...
So we also then bill 5% of net revenue.
Right.
Per month.
Okay.
Yeah. So we do 5% at the minute. We will need to implement a marketing MSF. MSF is management service fee.
Right.
Because originally I was doing it because my own salons, I'm doing it anyway. Mm-hmm. But eventually it's not sustainable because I'm actually doing twice as much work as I've ever done for marketing. But it's for all salons, so yeah. I mean, I've got Yaz doing emails constantly and it's for the whole group, so...
That's mad, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it needs to contribute to that salary and to the work, the overheads.
What else? What have we missed?
I don't know. Yeah, that's the only fees, but they buy their products from me, but they get them heavily discounted, so they get the best quality products, but at a discount rate, which is on their best interest. And then as a franchisor, I make sure that we all work succinct. And then if we're buying from suppliers, there's a discount because we're buying as a group type thing. That's down to me to make sure that they all get the best.
But you train them. So you're talking technical training for the beauticians and for everyone in the team.
Yeah.
What other training do you do?
Management training. I do it once a year at the minute. It's like 3 days, but I'm going to be doing it twice a year because it's getting busier.
Is that normal for a franchisor to offer that?
No.
Why do you do it?
Because I give a shit. I want them to succeed. And I want us all to manage. Like the management is my background, my knowledge. And there's a lot of sharks out there. There's a lot of people just after a quick buck. And I've met so many of them. But I'm in this for the long haul. Yeah. Like, and I want them to succeed. I've said before, my biggest fear is overselling and under-delivering. Yeah. So it's my job as a franchisor to make sure they are successful. They have to do their own. Like, you can't just buy a franchise and then sit on your backside and go, well, I've bought a franchise, why is it not working? You have to be proactive. You have to support your team. You have to grow, nurture, deliver great service, all of those things. But if I can help them by training their managers and their assistant managers and their senior therapists so that we all work collectively as a business, they're going to be more successful, aren't they? Which in turn helps me. But also, the more successful they are, the better revenue they have. And then the more franchisees will look at it and go, that's a really, really good business model.
I'm thinking a couple of things. One, why isn't... I know I asked it earlier, but surely we need to lobby government to get franchise more on the agenda of business. Yeah, I think the business economy.
Because there is a stat about how many billion it brings to the economy.
Yeah. It's going to be substantial because you've got the foundation there and the blueprint to be able to rinse and repeat.
But a lot of people still don't understand it in the UK.
No, I'm not. I've listened to you for at least 10 recorded episodes, plus all of the shit that we chat in and outside of that, plus everything that I learned from you at the accelerator. Yeah. And I'm still not au fait with what... I couldn't confidently talk about it to someone else. Yeah. No fucking way. I could probably say more than anyone else, but that's because we've got, as a nation, have got such a poor understanding of the business structure. But when actually it's hugely beneficial. Well,
it's the same, right? It means that if you wanted to franchise Wildbird, which you could, and potentially should, but it means that that person can buy your franchise model but not have any marketing experience. So you can just choose an industry that you love. Yeah. You don't need experience. I don't need beauty therapists running the business. As long as they have either a service background, sales background, marketing, or any kind of HR or business, as long as they can fill one of the pockets of requirements, I can teach them everything else. Yeah. You can do the same.
How much of that is about mindset, though, for that individual, your franchisee?
I don't know what you mean.
Their mindset and who they are as an individual.
Yeah, they'll know what their skill sets are.
Yeah, but for you, it's not just anyone, is it? It's got to be someone
they will fit one of those pockets. Like, Kriya is an avid entrepreneur. Yeah. She has set up an aesthetics clinic above. She runs the gym with her husband. She also has the care business, but I've helped her find the right manager to run the business. So that manager will come on my management training. It's not an investor, she'll be there and she deals with a lot of the problems, but she doesn't have to be running it from reception. But then I've got Gigi, who doesn't necessarily understand the business as well, but she's a great people person and she's a therapist. So she runs it from being in it, doing the treatments.
She's been in the trenches and she knows and she empathises and she's there.
So it doesn't matter.
Lover.
And it means that if you set your business up to be franchisable, then I can just buy it. You teach me exactly how to do your job. Because it works and you've made money from it. So then teach me and I'll do it. Just
as a little side note, can we do that for Wild Bird? Or
yes.
Should we do that?
You can do.
Just kidding.
So I was speaking, we use a laser company, right?
Yeah.
We have 3 of our salons have laser. I've been very particular about who I partner with. As a franchisor, it's my responsibility to cross the T's and dot the I's.
Yeah.
So I create all of the paperwork, all of their SOPs.
Yes.
Everything that needs to happen. I get the best deal. And then I let the franchisees buy in if they want it.
Right.
So I create that relationship.
They have the option.
They have the option. Like, they don't all have to do laser. And actually, I would suggest that they don't do laser until they've been open a year because they need to build up their... It's like a 20 grand expense. So they don't want to buy into something straight away. They need to build up their database.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's too much too soon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a chat with the laser company and I met them for dinner on Sunday. It was really cool. We got talking. They're really interested in franchising their businesses. And I was like, well, you have all this different equipment. Why don't you create a pilot clinic with all your own equipment, get someone to run it, then use that and then franchise that? And they were like, can we do that? I was like, yeah, man, I'll help you. Because I love it.
Yeah.
And actually, I want the beauty industry I talk about because that's what I know, but I want the beauty industry to literally have a pick and mix.
Yeah.
You choose. If you want the massage company, it's a higher investment, higher turnover, higher profit. If you want a day-to-day salon, you know that Moos belongs on every market high street, market town high street. Do you want a gyno salon? That's another one, but that's a skin specialist salon and it's a higher investment.
Yeah.
Probably a higher profit because the treatment values are higher.
Yeah.
But it all depends. The laser clinic, you know, like I want it so that you, instead of setting up your own, which... 60% are going to fail. Why not just go, right, what sort of thing do I want to do? I'll do that. I'll just buy one of those. And then every high street, like you've got a Starbucks, a Costa, a Nero's, everywhere. You go into Horsham, they're all in front of each other.
Yeah.
How about we all just have different things that everyone can just choose from?
We could do it for anything and everything,
you can.
couldn't you?
Yeah.
Right. I've got a bit of a dickhead question.
Go for it.
What are the downsides?
What, franchising or buying a franchise?
Buying a franchise. Let's start there first.
Okay, I would say restriction.
Right.
Because the franchise owner has last say, final say. And it depends on the type of person you are. If you are really good at following systems and processes, franchising is brilliant. But if you want to create your own brand, your own legacy, it might not work for you.
So if you're a bit maverick.
Yeah. Yeah, because you won't like being told what to do.
Right.
That's the biggest downside. And you've got to see it as, instead of you're giving 5% to the franchisor, what that franchisor is doing to maintain the brand and grow and evolve so that the more Moos salons I have, the better it is for my franchisees.
Yeah, massively.
Because of brand awareness.
Yeah.
So that's what all that money's going into. It's not like I'm like walking... I've got my
Pocket,
sack of money.
Yeah.
I'm just going to the bank in my Ferrari. Like, you couldn't be any further from the truth.
Yeah.
But it's about reinvesting and constantly growing so that franchisor is more successful and so is the brand as a whole.
I guess it's like any business. You've got to be careful with who you get into bed with, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it was really interesting. Like, when I went to that franchise think tank, it was fascinating that there was everybody from every type of industry, yet we're all dealing with the same.
Yeah,
all dealing with the same problems.
It's the same as business owners, though, isn't it? It doesn't matter what business, what industry it is.
Yeah.
There's always consistent themes with what those challenges are. Yeah.
Yeah, and there will always be that franchisor that's not pulling their weight as much, but there will always be somebody that's sat back going, well, you told me I'd be successful, so why am I not successful? There will always be something.
To me, can I offer you a reflection back? You sound like a hugely flexible franchisor.
I am, yeah. To my detriment sometimes, and I have been told off about it. There was a few things, because I met with Tim last week.
Oh, yeah. Hello, Tim.
I'm going to put a proposal together and I'm going to hopefully have him mentoring me. So
feel the fear, yeah.
It is really big. It's a big, hairy goal, but, I think it will be really valuable for me because he knows franchise better than anybody I've ever met.
Yeah.
And he really wants to see me get there.
Yeah.
But he was questioning a few things, and he was like, you know, do you not want your salons to be a lot more of the same? And I said, no, you will never get me to change that.
No.
And actually, that's a USP for me.
Yeah.
I don't want my salons to all look a replica of each other.
Okay.
And I don't know if that is really unusual in the franchise space, because everyone looks at me and goes, well, what's the point in the franchise? And I was like, but if they put their own stamp on it, surely they'll be more invested in their own business.
But also, if you get it right, which you do, if you're a Moo, you buy into the brand anyway.
Yeah, and I sign off all wallpaper, sofas, chairs. I sign it all off.
Yeah.
I want them to have that fun, that creativity.
That's the best bit.
It's so much fun,
Yeah.
and I want them to be excited about it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the excitement is just from a booklet or a price list or whatever.
Yeah.
So I will never change that. But also, how can I be a trailblazer if I follow what everyone else is doing?
Oh, you've got to do it. Look,
So
everyone's
there's-
over there and you're going, right, fucking hell, it's over here.
And I think that's like ignorance is bliss, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I feel like when you don't know so much,
Yeah.
it's actually quite a nice place, because I'm like, why are you doing it all like that? Why is everyone doing it the same? I'm going to try something different.
It's really empowering.
A little bit, yeah.
So when I asked about flexibility and how open you are to that, what I'm hearing is I'm putting myself into the shoes of being a Moo and wanting to be a franchisee.
Yeah.
The biggest appeal, because I know you, is having direct access to you.
That won't last, though.
Because it's not scalable, not sustainable.
Yeah, and Tim said this to me last week. He said, when you get to 20 franchises, they're not even going to know you. And I was like, what?
What do you mean?
And he
Well,
went,
we'll meet once a year, won't we?
yeah, he
Surely?
goes, when you do your conference, you'll swoop in, do your bit and go. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And he was like, you need to be prepared for that, because you cannot be on the phone. He goes, you will always be there for your initial franchisees, because you won't get away with it and you'll want to.
Yeah.
And he said, but when you start selling 10 to 20 a year, those franchisors are just going to know you vicariously or through your online training or whatever it is. And when I told KG that this morning, she was like, that really fucking excites me.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how I feel about that, but
Yeah, but that's because you've all...
because I'm so in it, I'm so
Yeah,
operations.
and it's all you've ever known as well.
Yeah.
So...
Because I want to look for the properties. I love all of that. But then I'd love Martin to do that as well, because he's really good at it.
Well, the thing is, you've got wonderful people in your team at the minute.
Yeah.
And everyone is going to be with you throughout that entire
Yeah.
scalability.
And I really feel that. This is, I've always had a really close team, and I always manage, like, I would never make a decision on my own. If it's a big decision, I would always involve all the franchise partners, because I don't want to make a decision about uniform on my own, although it's fully in my right, it's in my franchise agreement, I can do it.
Buy-in, yeah.
I just want them to feel like they're part of something. I don't want them to just be told what to do, because then that would piss me off, but then I would be the worst franchisee.
I don't think you would. I think you're doing yourself
I'd want to try and make it my own, or do like my
But
own way.
You've got the flex in Mooies to do that.
You kind of have, but that's why I've created a franchise, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you open to having master franchise as well? Master
Yes.
franchise? Am I using the right lingo?
Yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Master franchise is a way of getting it to other parts of the world.
Yeah.
I know that Moois would work brilliantly, and it's being done so well in America and Canada.
Yeah.
There's waxing clinics. There's one that's so similar to my brand. She's got 130 in Canada and is tapping in the American market. It is done so well there. I really want to go to Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, because they're the same as the UK in the respects of they're kind of just learning about franchise.
Yeah. So you want to hit the curve.
Yeah. But there's hardly anything in the beauty space.
I'm sold.
Are you?
Yeah, and we've never really spoken about this to this depth. So one, can I buy a franchise, please?
I would love one in Bedford. I can go.
I
I have
just
to
like
do my own.
I just want to play that back. It wasn't. I would love you to have one, Nicole. That was.
I think
I'd love one in Bedford.
I would love one in Bedford, but you've got too much on your plate. Like,
Let's just add another thing.
Yeah.
So say that the perfect Moo franchisee is sat in the comfort of their own home, listening to this right now. They don't know you, not very well. This is the first time they've heard you.
Yeah.
What are the 3 top tips that you could possibly give them right about now?
If they're considering how, because a lot of people that buy a franchise don't even know they want a franchise. They just know they want their own business. So they know they've got that burning desire. They want something for themselves. But this is really good for people that are a little bit dubious or a little bit unsure of themselves and their skills.
So their risk profile is slightly
different.
Because
you literally have your hand held throughout the entire process. So you're also told when you're doing it wrong and right. So those people that have been employed but know they want their own business, this is a banging solution. Franchise.
So what would you tell them? 3 things.
First of all, I would do some research. I think that is the most important thing, because you need to find out what it is that puts that fire in your belly. What sort of business would you want? Is it an admin type role? Because you can buy like a call centre franchise, for instance, a PA franchise.
Yeah.
Do you want to be on the road doing window cleaning? There's plenty of them. You know, do you want a salon? Do you want something creative? What sort of franchise do you want?
Yeah.
The next is know your figures. So understand what you've got, because you can't set up a business without your own income, without your own investment. So you need to know how much you've got.
How much do you think were you willing to put? I'm really putting you on the spot. But are you willing to put a figure on what you need to rock up to the table with?
Yeah, like for Moos, it would be about 15, 20 grand.
If not more?
No, because you could get funding for the rest.
So 15 to 20 grand base pot of your own.
Yeah, maximum. Because the bank will lend you 60 to 70% of what your overall expenditure will be.
So what's the minimum you could rock up with then?
Yeah, about 15 grand potentially.
Right. Okay.
But it all depends on the type of for ours.
Yes, this is for Moos specifically.
But if you've only got 5 grand, you can still get a franchise, but it'll be
slowly.
It'll be a smaller franchise, so it would be a man in a van type franchise, or it would be more of an admin, or like one of the like Busy Liz's is a franchise. You know, the kids clubs. There's Stagecoach is a franchise.
Rugby Tots.
Yeah, all of them. They're all franchises. So you just need to find your thing, your niche. What is it that excites you? What is it you're really fucking good at? And then go, I'm really good with people. Brilliant. Now, where does that go? And then how much money have I got?
So they're the 3 things. Research, figures, and what the fuck do you want to do?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not, you know, there's a franchise for everybody. And it's just knowing what really excites you. Like, if you have a vision for the next 2, 3, 4 years, what do you want to be doing? And also, how much time can you put in it?
So I did some research before we started today. Yeah, of course I did. It's really important.
Yeah.
Like this, I wanted to make sure that I was also nervous before today, because I want to ask you really like open-ended, valuable questions that are going to make a difference. Yeah. So I started researching franchises. God knows what cookies I'm going to be served. If I'm served none, then that tells me that there's another massive fucking opportunity because no one's doing it. But is there a way? Can we put in the show notes, do you think, these are the best places for you to research?
British Franchise Association. Just go there.
Do you know what? Didn't even come up on page 1.
Yeah, it's shocking, isn't it? I'm not registered. I'm not a member with British Franchise Association yet, purely because I'm not quite big enough yet for the money. It's really high investment, and I don't really know what I get for that yet. Yeah. And I know that you can get a lot of support, you can get access to legal, you can get access to forums and all of that. Yeah. And also I'd like to do my franchise qualification, my QFP.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd like to do that, but that's with the BFA. So that's all on my radar because I really want to mentor people in the future to franchise their own businesses. Okay. That's another element because I'm so passionate about it and I think there's so much room for growth. Yeah. So that entrepreneurial person that creates a business as a brand, not just a business to work as a sole trader or have a small team, but that person that sees something massive, franchise is the best way to do it, I think. Because then you can still get all the good feels about running your own business, but support other people making your money with your brand. Like, oh God, it's so sexy.
I love this. It's so nice to see you, like, truly in your own element.
I know. I could talk about a franchise forever and ever. And I really want to help the beauty industry understand it because I just see so many salons opening and closing because they're technical people that are really good therapists, but they don't, there's nowhere to go for business training in the beauty world. Nowhere. So until you've made it where you're making 100, 150 grand turnover, until you are there, you can't really afford a coach to help you. Yeah.
Whereas the business world is
you've
absolutely...
got to know enough to get to that point in the first place to then be able to afford a business coach. It's like, just take it all out and just get your business training, everything set up so that you actually can run a business.
So to repeat your word back to you, when you talk about it, it is sexy.
I find it really sexy, but there's not enough people that see it as sexy.
If you search for it, the brand awareness and the brand perception of franchise shit.
So dull, isn't it?
Oh my God, I was bored.
Yeah.
And I was doing it for something out of love.
Every article is written by like people that are selling advertising for franchise. There's a lot of portals like franchise sales, like supermarkets for franchises.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I'm writing as many blogs and articles as I can at the minute. And I wrote one like setting up your own salon versus buying a franchise salon or business. I can't remember what I titled it as. Yeah. And when I was doing the research for this, I Googled.
Did it come up?
And it came up. But yeah, on the first page, and it came up
That's wonderful, but also, what the fuck? Like, that means that there's nothing. If you look at
I only done it like 2 months ago. But by increasing my blogs, I'm doing it for my SEO, but I've gone from 44th place to 13th now when you Google beauty salon franchise.
That's epic.
Just by doing blogs, because there's nothing else out there. So... And also, I love writing. Yeah. I love creative writing. And also, I need to get it out into the PR world. I need beauty industry and other experts to kind of go, she knows what she's talking about.
It's the business industry as well. Like, we're so stuck in this, set up, sole trader, limited company or partnership. What do you want to be? Franchise doesn't even enter.
No, my operations manual tells you exactly how to do all of that.
It's just mad.
And you don't need trademarks because I've got them all. So when you buy the franchise, you buy the license for my trademarks.
I'm almost annoyed, and it's about half my own fault, but also I feel like the UK's government probably, as well as banks, could help with this massively.
NatWest are all over this shit.
Are they?
Yeah.
They know it's going to be the next.
But they're both the big players with franchise lending. And they NatWest specifically love female founders, female franchising.
Yeah.
So that's why when I done the NatWest Accelerator programme, they were like, woman, you woman.
You okay?
Yeah. Female franchising, this is exciting.
Yeah.
And I've made lots of connections from that. But it's really cool because also the people I've met, it's like they feel a bit protective because it's there is a...
secret.
There is, but there's so many sharks in the franchise world. There's so many people setting up a business, not doing a pilot, not having any proof of concept, not doing anything, and then selling this pipe dream so they can make a load of money and then fuck off.
Well, it's like these social media arseholes that are going, you can have a 6-figure business if you just follow my 12-step programme, it's going to cost X, Y, Z.
But look on Company's House, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Or there's 20 million different companies.
That's all we ever say.
I know, it is, because it really boils my piss.
Yeah.
But... yeah, when I go to these franchise shows, I'm very dubious about like who I speak to and spend time with. So I tend to just stick with my business manager from NatWest.
Hi, hello friend.
Yeah.
So, Amy Lewis, do you have any more to say on franchise? Any more parting gifts?
Parting gifts.
Let me consult my notes.
I'm gonna do a few of these stats because they're really interesting.
Oh yeah, let's finish with the stats.
33% of franchises run more than one franchise.
30% of franchises.
33, yeah.
Oh, sorry, 33 and a third run more than one.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
So there, you can still be a maverick. So let's talk about the person that owns McDonald's. There is a franchise owner that owns all of the McDonald's, all of the KFCs, and all the Burger Kings in our town.
Yes. Yeah.
So you don't need to just have one business.
No.
You can be a massive maverick entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You can have different franchises like Kriya and her husband's done. Or you can have more than one salon. So you could buy the rights for New Zealand and be me in New Zealand, set up as many as you want, for instance. Like, that is exciting. That's really exciting for me.
I know, yeah.
And have you ever seen The Founder? The film?
No.
Oh my god. If anybody is interested in franchising, please watch The Founder.
What's it about?
The guy, Ray Kroc? Is it Ray Kroc that set up McDonald's?
Oh, I think I have seen it, but a very long time ago.
It is one of my favourite films.
Is it quite dark?
No, well, at the beginning, the thing is, people look at him and think he's real sneaky, devious, like, arsehole businessman. He's not. He just saw something that the owners didn't see.
Yeah.
He was like, you're onto something here. Why are you not doing anything with this? But they got in their own way. So he made a shit ton of money. They would have just stayed doing what they were doing anyway. I loved it. Oh my God, I love it so much. Franchises have doubled in the last 25 years.
In the UK?
Yeah. But that's not a lot, is it?
No.
So that's how slow it's going.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to put out a... what's it called?
What? Something to the world? Universe?
Yeah, I'm going to put something out there. What's it called? I'm going to put like a premonition out there.
Yeah.
I think that franchising will double again in the next 5 years.
That's big.
Yeah, I know.
Is that because you're going to be trailblazing it?
Maybe, but I just think people are becoming more aware.
Yeah.
Because it also allows people to have a business that know that they are capable of having a business. And there's a lot of noise about being self-employed or having side hustles, isn't there? And all of this. But actually, people want to have their own business but are very cautious. And I think franchising really fills that void, which is a majority of people that want their own business, feel nervous, scared, worried, all of that. I know. And 80% of franchise businesses remain open and trading after 5 years.
That's massive.
Isn't that mad? Which is because a lot, myself and anybody that follows the BFA guidelines, which we should if you're a legit franchise, we don't recharge after 5 years. So you don't pay your franchise agreement again after 5 years.
Oh.
Do you know why?
Why?
Why? Personally, I don't, because when you've got to 5 years, you are really finding your feet. You're really starting to feel that money. You're starting to see the profit. Why would I come in and hammer you with another 25 grand?
So what do you do?
Nothing. Just pay legal fees. Carry on. Have another 5 years. Because I want them to succeed. But that is a BFA guideline. So if you are looking for a franchise and they are trying to charge you after 5 years, be careful. I know, right? Because how cool is that? If you've made your money and you're like, yeah, I'm excited. I want to do it. I want to carry on. And the relationship's going
25
well.
grand?
By the way, it's going to cost you another 25. Because also you've done it all. You don't need any of my time anymore. If you want to get another franchise, so we do discounted 5 grand discount on further franchises because you don't need me to do half the work anymore.
Yeah.
I can still support you.
Yeah.
But you don't really need me now. So have it cheaper because it's not going to take me as much. But also, another beautiful thing about a franchise is that you can grow it and then sell it.
Yeah.
So you're creating something that you can also sell as a going concern.
It's an asset. Yeah.
It's an asset. And then I just sign off the next person. I don't get anything from that. I just get my franchise fee. Yeah. So continue.
So you could pump it for all it's
grow it,
worth.
have all that exciting stuff and then sell it. So you're creating an asset and making a profit and then you can sell it afterwards.
And just to talk about Moos slightly more, you've got come in as a franchisee, but then you've got your product, your training, everything to enable you to run that bricks and mortar as best as you possibly can. You give them the platform for success.
Yeah.
That's epic.
I know. But it's so exciting and that's sexy, isn't it?
It is sexy.
But then also, if you put that into, relation to your business or anybody else's business, you can see it in a much bigger scale, can't you?
Oh, yeah. My brain has gone... This is what
Don't play small.
Don't play small, but also still very nervous to read the E-Myth now that we've spoken about this. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You have been fabulous to interview. Oh. Here is the book of your life.
Who are you going to wheel out? Julie. Julie from Centre Parks. Bring her out.
So, that was it. Franchise. Franchise Shizzle.
I know, right? I love it. I could talk about franchise forever.
Oh, I loved watching you open up like a little clam for the second time.
Not a flower, just a clam.
No, it's clam, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Amazing. We're going to do any highs and lows, ups and downs?
Of this week?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Go on then.
Oh. I don't know, too tired. Can you go first, please? Sorry. Where's that deflect button?
Yeah, it totally was, wasn't it?
No, okay. I can give you keeping it real, Mama.
Yeah, come on.
I've had what day is it today? Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's been a shit start to the week.
Literally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was on training from Friday to Sunday at the weekend.
Which was good.
It was epic. And it is. I am actually allowed to talk about it.
I feel like we need T-shirts that say it's epic.
It is. We do say epic. I know.
We say epic all the time.
I know. Yeah, we should.
You are epic.
My brain.
Yeah. Neon hoodie.
So I spoke about this last time that I was on training. A secret squirrel couldn't mention it, but I can actually talk about it. I was on training with a client, and that client is Richard Stone and Gemma Stone, who run Project Management Blueprint. And it is all about how to build and develop property the right compliant way. And it was fucking eye-opening. Genuinely eye-opening to sit the course. And the point of me sitting it is so that I can get into Richard's head, because he's the presenter on the course, and really get to grips with the content. So I sat the whole 3 days. Fabulous. Wonderful to flex the learning muscles in my brain. Really, really cool. Friday, Matt's parents had both Eddie and Hope. Eddie's usually in nursery, but Matt's mum wanted to take him out so she could have both of them together, which was wonderful until half an hour after I dropped them off and Hope started vomiting everywhere. Fine. We thought that it was just mucus because she's really bunged up at the minute, really snotty. Fast forward to quite a few nights of bad sleep because she's really, she wasn't well and she did vomit all over her cot on Friday night. But anyway, fast forward to Saturday, Eddie vomits all over the carpet, all over the rug in the living room. We've got barely any carpet in our house. We've got one that's fucking white and grey. What a knob. He vomits all over.
Did it come out?
Yeah, I think so, because I did the dishwasher tablet over the saucepan thing. The saucepan, anyway. Then what happened?
It was all a bit of a vomiting blur, wasn't it?
Matt's mum and dad were there. They just popped in to drop something off. They were there at the same time when he's sick again. So now I'm thinking, right, fucking brilliant. We've got definitely a vomiting bug. And now Matt's parents have got it as well. I feel really guilty about shit like that. The shit that you can't control, that you worry about unnecessarily. That's me, dickhead number one over here. So that was a bit naff. And then fast forward to Monday, Eddie's off school because we need to give him the full 48 hours. Hope's gone into nursery because she was clear. Matt gets up. I don't feel well. Oh. And I was like, okay. Brain, he's got the vomiting bug. He'll probably be all right because it's quite short for the kids. He'll probably be all right. What's actually transpired is that he's got flu. Matt had been with my family over the weekend. My sister has now got the vomiting bug. Got it last night. My niece has got it, but not got it bad. It's spreading its way through the fucking family. So now if you go back
Did Matt actually puke?
No, he didn't puke. He felt nauseous, but then he's been wiped out by flu. He's literally crawling around on his hands and knees, full on fatigue. And all I'm thinking is, please God, don't let any of this shit touch me. I can't. It's like when you get illness in the house, right? What do I do with the business in that time?
Well, there's not a lot you can do.
No. But you don't want to get ill, right?
No.
So my list is as long as your arm at the minute, just the same way as yours is. Fast forward to Monday, Matt's wiped out, still wiped out today. Eddie's clingy as fuck, so couldn't get anything done.
Oh.
And now I'm in residual sleep deprivation and to-do list dep. But it's fine because I'm filling up my love cup right about now.
I'm not getting anywhere on my to-do list, but I'm really happy.
It doesn't matter though. There's things... Yeah, I'm behind on stuff, but everything's actually manageable. I'm not as overwhelmed as I was last week. I'm just a little bit tired. So it's been a bit low-ish.
Yeah.
With a high of the course at the weekend. But I'm knackered.
Oh, babe, I'm so sorry.
Don't apologise. It's just life though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is life.
Tell me about your high or low.
I've got one of each, really. I don't know what to go. My high was probably meeting Tim, franchise expert. He is an expert, and he made me see everything in a much bigger light than I'd ever thought of. And as soon as he was like, oh yeah, so within 2 years we should be looking at 8 to 10 a year, but then after 2 years you should be looking at 10 to 20 a year. And I was like, what?
That little emoji.
Yeah, exactly. And he was like, you say your strapline is every market town needs a Moos. How many market towns are in the UK? And I was like, I have no idea. He goes, I'd say that's probably your first point of call. Put that in your business plan. I was like, oh, God. And then my low is based on business plan, really. Kind of. The minimum wage is going up. Oh, so stressful. I get it. I get why it needs to go up. I totally understand cost of living crisis and all this. I just feel like, the fuck are we doing? So... minimum wage is going up by 90... Well, how much is it? 10% or something. It's £1, basically, to national living wage. I've always paid national living wage, higher than national living wage. But now, I am actually going to have to just pay living wage,
Yeah.
which really pisses me off.
Challenges your values, yeah.
Also, we will all, I think I've said before, but we'll do a price increase alongside minimum wage going up.
Yeah.
Because we have to cover it. Which is annoying as hell because clients see a price increase and think you're just rolling, back to my
More
Ferrari.
profit, yeah.
Oh, she goes back to the bank again.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'd done the calculations of how much that increase in pay with the staff that I've got across my business is going to cost me. Do you know how much it was?
Cool.
25,500 grand. Based on their current rate of pay.
More than a franchise fee.
25,500 grand. So now I've got to calculate all of my services from last year, how many I've done of each, which is easy. It's reporting. Amazing Soph will help me with that. Amazing Yaz will help me communicate. Amazing Soph will do the research. And I need to pull a report of every treatment we've done in both salons, put it together, and then what the increase is, and then how much that will drive. And I have to find a way of covering 25,500 grand. But it's not just 25,500, because then I've got the on costs, the national insurance, holiday.
That's just the wage, isn't it? The wage
Just
change.
the wage. And I'm really angry about it because I get it. People need more. They need to earn more.
But what's the
But
government
there's
doing?
so many businesses. We are so stretched. We're paying off loans because we were told to close.
Yeah.
And we were told to get loans to survive. And now we're paying them all off. And now we've got to put the pay rates up. And what is it? Like really high percentage, isn't it? Like 80% of the economy is driven by small business, small, medium enterprises.
Yeah.
But how many businesses are going to have to force closure because they're not going to be able to put their price up enough to cover those salaries?
And corporation tax has gone up.
I mean, I'm not even going to be getting to the point where I'm paying corporation tax.
But the squeeze on businesses.
Yeah, but also what's really pissing me off is that my revenue is going to go up because I'm putting my prices up, which means I'm paying more VAT.
Yeah. So where's the money going?
So I can't outprice myself, otherwise I'll have no clients. Mm-hmm. So we're putting our prices up to cover these costs of staffing, but it's not. We will be okay. But I'm thinking of all those other salons that
can't do that. They're not. They don't have the flex.
They're not. They can't jump from a £25 manicure to a £40 like we are. But they could. But it's
they'd
really
have to
hard.
start again with their clients because they'd shake out whoever they've got on their books.
We're already at that price point where if we put £1 or £2, it will cover because of how busy we are. But for those businesses, those shops or whatever that pay for people to run it, everything's going to go up. So is this? I don't understand economics as well, But is this why we go into a recession? Because businesses are forced to close because they can't afford to pay the salaries that they're being told to pay because they can't afford the loans they've been told to get. And then we have this massive stage of unemployment because there's no jobs. Like, is that what happens?
Because the businesses can't afford to employ the people. I don't know. I don't. Also, not very good at economics either.
I find it fascinating, but you kind of think, who is it that's making these decisions?
I know, yeah, quite often.
Because you just think, yeah, it's great. All the people will get more money. I love you for that. That's amazing. But the people that are paying it, we are so squeezed.
Yeah.
We're so stretched. We're still paying, like, I don't know, fucking, what's it called? Business rates for not getting anything. We don't even get our bins collected. Nothing, just to be on a high street. Like, why is that still in place?
Yeah. I know.
Isn't it madness?
Yeah.
And it's like, let's squeeze these businesses that bring in 80% of the economy as much as possible so that they all go bust and then everybody just sits on no money at all. Like,
yeah.
I mean, maybe that's what's going to happen. Maybe we all...
Do we need to get you into government, do you think?
Oh my God, I just wish there'd be people running it that actually understand what small businesses run like,
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to make money anyway, to have a living. But when decisions are made for you, you kind of like, who's there speaking for the actual businesses that this affects? Because who is it that's there going, yeah, let's just put minimum wage up. Oh, let's just charge this. And everyone else will just have to put the price up. Why is there no one there going, but then all the businesses are going to go bust, you fucking imbeciles?
It's not funny.
But who
But
is
your
there?
approach is funny.
Who is there going, why are you all so stupid?
I don't know.
There's got to be a better way.
There has, but it's highly likely that we'll have a change of government this year, right?
I know. It's annoying that we didn't even vote him in. Anyway, don't like talking politics. It's true, isn't it? We're stuck with all these people making fucking decisions for us. Like,
And that, my friends,
Yeah, that's
was
a
what
no.
you call a rant.
that was a full-on rant. I feel better for getting it out.
Yeah.
But please, we need somebody that's there going,
Who's talking sense?
who's talking sense?
Well, it's like Pregnant and Screwed in the childcare.
Yeah, because all my staff are like, I can't even afford childcare. And I was like, welcome to the world. It don't matter how much you're paid. They're still in the same situation.
Yes. Fuck. It's so expensive.
Welcome. I mean, it's all changing now. I'm so annoyed about
I
that
know,
as well.
there's lots of people that are, but little hope will get access.
I'm really pleased for you.
But also, fuck you as well.
Fuck you. I spent £1,500 a month to put my two in 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
And I had no money. Anyway, I'm really pleased that everyone's going to start getting childcare. I think that's wonderful.
She says, genuinely.
I'm really pleased.
Sure. What are we going to talk about next week?
I don't know, because now we've done our 10 episodes. It's like the end of a chapter of one, isn't it?
Oh, should we stop then? Give it up. Don't do any more.
Fuck no. But now do we start bringing people in?
I think we should get Martin in.
You do, don't you? Why do you want to get Martin in?
Do you want Martin in?
Do you?
Yes. I'm hearing a yes. I think it's a yes.
Yeah, why do we want Martin in? I'm really intrigued. Like, I know why I want him in, but I know.
Oh dear, that innuendo there was really like
No.
I know why I want him in.
Sexy Jean.
Because I think that there is huge value. I actually want to ask Martin lots of questions.
About how having me as a businesswoman affects him.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
not like you as an individual. You're wonderful, obviously, and you're never a fucking nightmare at home. I think
that would be an interesting conversation.
if I feel like that, like
Yeah.
I really want to hear what Martin's got to say,
Yeah.
then so will lots of other people as well.
I'd be really interested to hear how it's affected him, because I think I know, but I'm not in his head, so it'd be really interesting.
It's probably like a conversation that you've never really had before
No,
either.
I'm not going to turn around and say, oh, I'm just going to stop everything. By the way, how does this affect you? How does my pipe dream and all of this wonderful stuff affect you? Because I'm thinking it's all for the good, but actually it's affected him massively. And the kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a good and a bad way, probably.
Yeah. And I think that because we talk about him so much, I think that it would be only right that he's our first guest.
He loves to chat.
He does love a chat.
Yeah, he does.
Also likes giving me I'm a twat mug, but you know.
Called it.
It's true. I'm with you. it's
Anyway,
true.
on that note, thanks, Nicole.
Thank you for being such
Where's
a
my
great...
book?
Here you go. This is your life.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye. Thanks for listening.
Don't forget to give us a cheeky follow, wild_moos.
And if you've got anything that you want to hear from us, or if you've got any questions, please just ping us a DM. We'd love to hear from you.
And please subscribe.
Bye.